This week I'm actually going to change up my training split a little bit. So I'm transitioning from a 6-day split to a 7-day split, so which means technically no rest day. But it's a little bit more complicated than that. Like technically I do have rest days like between each muscle group. It's just no complete rest day. But given my unique circumstances, the super supplementation, my genetic ability, and also my, I suppose you could say, schedule and setup, I'm able to recover from it effectively, and it's going to allow me to put more effort into both my glutes, hamstrings, and my quadriceps. So what I'm doing is, instead of doing a second leg day in the week on a Saturday, I'm going to do a glute and hamstring day on the Saturday and then a quad day on Sunday. And if it goes well, if recovery goes well, continue with it. If not, obviously revert back to the former model or blueprint for training. Yeah, this will be the first week trying it. I mean, I used to do 2-a-day sessions, so I'm sure that I'll recover from it fine. I'll be able to adapt to the stimulus and not burn out, basically. But yeah, first exercise on the menu, and there's only going to be like 3 or 4 exercises because of course the session's been split in half. Lying leg curls or lying hamstring curls, then I'll go onto seated hamstring curls. From there, some direct glute work, and that's pretty much it. Then it'll be in tomorrow for quads. But after I do quads, honestly, I don't feel like doing anything. I'm that spent and wrecked, so I'd rather do it on a separate day, and I'd rather do it at the very end of the week. So I know, obviously, once I've done that, I've ticked off the training for the week, essentially. Yeah. Did a warm-up set with 8 plates on this, and now I'll do the plate number 12, which is what I was doing last week, and aim for at least the same number of reps, if not one more. So I got 13, 12, 12, I believe, last week. This week, if I can go like 14, 13, 12, 12, I'll be happy, because that's 1 rep PB in total. If I can do more than that, I'll be ecstatic, but we'll just see how it goes. To tell you the truth, the hardest thing about training at the minute isn't so much the training itself, but rather the breathing between sets with the humidity levels. It's kind of like you're just breathing in this real heavy air, and almost as if you're breathing in water to a greater degree than you are actual like air, breathable air. So it's almost like it doesn't quench your thirst for oxygen. It's really weird. It's hard to explain, but I'm definitely built for colder, drier climates. So it's a big kind of adjustment period for me, I guess you could say. Like I'm definitely getting more used to it, but yeah, it was a massive shock to the system when we first got here, I can tell you that. Definitely getting easier, progressively easier the longer we've been here. And I'm sure in a month or two's time, probably won't bother me much at all. I'll Still sweat more than the like local in this kind of weather, but I'll be able to tolerate it a lot more effectively, I think. So yeah, 2 more sets of this, make 4 sets. I hit a rep PB on that one too, which is good. It was 14 reps, so 15 and 14, as opposed to 13 and 13 for the first 2 sets last week. So if I get even, like I said, the same as last week for the final 2, which was I believe 12 and 12 for the 3rd and 4th set, I'll be happy. But if I do more, then man, it's looking like a good session so far, that's for sure. Fourth and final set, let's do this. Felt a bit of a cramp in my hamstring, so I thought I better not lock that last rep out, but still 12, so if you include that last half-ass rep, see I matched last week's performance on every set at least, or exceeded it. So first glute exercise of the session, just reverse hypers. So what I like to do on glute hamstrings is alternate between a hamstring and glute exercise. So I am doing direct glute work, because I wasn't really doing any real direct glute work in the second leg session before splitting it up this week. It didn't matter that much, I could just be lying and then seated, but I prefer to do like a hamstring curl, glute accessory, like a hip extension. So let me rephrase that. Knee flexion, hip extension, knee flexion, hip extension. It's like how I like to do things. So yeah, I got to adjust this because there was clearly a very short person on here before me. Judging by the amount of weight that was on this machine and where the handles were, I'd say it was probably a little girl that was on here. All right. Let's go 4. You can see that happening already. So no real pausing on this, more so like continuous reps, but just trying to control the cadence of the reps a little bit. Have a bit of a rest and do another 2 sets of that. Just basically AMRAP sets. AMRAP sets still about 1 rep shy of failure. And it can be hard to kind of gauge where failure is on these, because you start asking yourself, do I count those reps that are a little bit short, or do I only count the reps that come all the way up? So it is a bit subjective. Like, I just think as long as you're going to a high level of effort, and as long as the reps are increasing slowly over time, then that's all that matters. Because if you're not approaching a close enough proximity to failure on that first session that you're doing, provided that you are progressing and improving week to week, eventually you will. So it's funny, like every gym has its own kind of like gym culture. And one thing I've noticed here is people love to scream and make noise even when they're not anywhere near failure. Like the other day, I was watching somebody train and they were like screaming from the first rep. I'm thinking to myself, mate, I understand if it's getting hard, like you're going to make some noise, grunt and scream and that sort of thing if you're getting close to failure, but if you're doing it from the first rep, like you're putting it on. Or you're just like an absolute psychopath and you're probably going way too heavy, way too hard. But a lot of the times it's the former. People are just, I don't know, trying to make a spectacle of themselves. But yeah, so number 2. Do the third and final set now. It's getting a little bit later, and not that I'm technically, well, yeah, I guess I kind of am in a rush today. I've got I'm doing a podcast with Paul Barnett, Anabolic Bodybuilding, tonight at 8 p.m. Indochina time, and I think it's currently like, is it like 10 past 5 at the minute? And we've got I guess we could call it a cheat meal. It's a off-plan meal, my partner and I tonight. And so we got to do that before the 8 o'clock. So we got to finish this session. It's already 10 past 5 in the evening. Get home, shower, have dinner out, and then come back, make sure I'm home for the 8 p.m. podcast / video call. So yeah, do this set, onto seated hamstring curls. Might not do a lot of commentary for the rest of the video, guys, just because obviously there's a pretty small condensed time window to get all of that done. So I'll just record the sets and piece it together, and yeah, that'll be that. It's not too bad. Same weight as last time. Last time I did this, I did 70 pounds as well, which I've got here now. But I got a few less reps, so a bit of a PB. And you got to celebrate the small wins. Yeah. Seated hamstring curl time now. Again, same weight as last week because I didn't max out the rep range with the weight that I used. So 170 pound. I believe I got like around 12 reps last time. So I'll shoot for that, or potentially one more if I can. If I've got it in me. I'll keep it that way for the next set. If I somehow manage to pull out 15 again with that weight, don't know how I did that, but if I do, I'll bump it up for the third and final set. Okay, I'll put the seat forward a notch for this set. It's because if I use the machine the conventional way with my back against the back pad, I need the seat further back, but if I'm gonna do the unorthodox thing and lean forward, create more hip flexion and hug onto the handles, I have this massive gap between me and the back support, and it's not ideal, it's not stable. The back doesn't really have any support, so I've just pushed it or moved it up a bit in hopes that that'll be enough. So we'll see how this goes. If anything, it should just improve the set. Made it a hell of a lot harder. There's just 2 burnout sets or 2 AMRAP sets of this to complete the session, and yeah, this is oh, you gotta be kidding me. That can't be right. Such a short range of motion. There's got to be a better one in this gym. I'm gonna scout around, try to find a better machine. All right, so I managed to find a decent abductor machine. This one actually has a range of motion or point of resistance that actually starts at somewhat of the start of the actual fucking action of the joint. So it's gonna be a lot better. But that is way too light. 1 minute. And of course this machine is welded together so you can't adjust it. So looks like I will have to pry it open to get in to it in the beginning. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Oh, human nutcracker. Lucky my balls are atrophied. Oh. Oh, my nuts. Tell you what, these things do creep up on you. Like, you'll choose a weight that you think, oh yeah, this is manageable, like you get through the first few reps, but when you're doing AMRAP sets on these, and when you're working with anything like beyond kind of like 15 reps per set, that 15 to 30 rep threshold, body kills. And it's just unpredictable too. Like the weight will feel sub-maximal, almost as if you undershot and chose too light of a weight for the exercise when you're doing the first 10 reps. Provided that you're doing them controlled, not moving around like a fucking spastic like half the people that do this exercise do. Also leaning back into the seat, don't lean forward like all those like bimbo insta-fit fucking ditzers. It doesn't work your glutes better in my opinion. I think you're gonna work your glutes far better, far more effectively if you actually lean back and sit into it a little bit more, as opposed to leaning forward. Yeah. All right. Oh, my nuts. Oh. 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 Too much information, but my right nut went inside of me for a minute. That was a bit of a weird experience.